مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا.
So as Muslims, we affirm that integral to your belief is not only to believe in the oneness of God, but to believe in the final messenger of God, the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. The testification of faith is La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah. There is no God but God, and Muhammad is the messenger of God. Why is this part integral? Why couldn't someone just say, I believe in one God, and that's it? We can answer this at several levels. One level is that belief in God is a matter of reality and truth, not simply a matter of what I feel like. Okay? That the wall exists. It's not a personal matter whether I want the wall to be hard or soft. Okay? So you can't say, well, I don't feel like the wall being there. If the wall is there, if you walk into the wall, you'll feel it. Similarly, reality has certain characteristics, and we deal with reality as it is. Similarly, God has made things a certain way, and we affirm that it is God who has chosen to send prophets. And He chose that there be a finality to that prophethood, and that prophet is the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, who is the culmination of prophets. Right? So it is God who has made it incumbent upon us to believe in the messenger of God. Right? Because God did not have to create creation. He chose to create creation. He did not have to send us guidance, but He chose to send us guidance. And He chose to send guidance through prophets. And this is the final of the prophets. This prophet came with a claim of truth, that I am the messenger of God. What was the confirmation of that? The confirmation of that was revelation. That the Quran came as a proof for the claim of the prophethood of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. Every prophet was given a confirming miracle, what in Arabic is called a mu'jiza, a miracle or a set of miracles that confirmed the truth of the claim of the prophet to be a prophet of God. So we know the miracles granted Moses, who was in a time when there was magic and as a distinguishing civilizational capacity. And he was given a miracle that none of the magicians in Pharaoh's court could emulate. He threw down his staff, and it consumed all that the magicians had conjured. We know that Jesus Christ, peace and blessings upon him, was granted a number of miracles centering around healing, because the people amongst whom he was sent were distinguished for their adeptness at medicine. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, both for a particular wisdom, which is he was sent to a people, the Arabs, whose distinguishing civilizational quality was their eloquence. Wars would be won amongst the Arabs on the basis of language. So he was sent with a miracle that was in Arabic, that was inimitable in its linguistic style, in its eloquence, in its rhetoric, but also in its guidance and teachings. That's one aspect, but also because God chose this to be the final message to creation. The Quran came as a lasting miracle. All the other miracles came and went. Those healed by Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him, died in their lifetimes. But the Quran is a lasting miracle. And it is the Quran that confirms the truth of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him's claim externally. That he came with this Quran and it's undeniably from God. How do we discover that? Open it and read it. It opens with a clear claim. Alif Lam Mim. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. Alif Lam Mim. This indeed is the book in which there is no doubt. هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. It is guidance for any seeking mindfulness of God. How do you discover that? Discover it by opening it. And feel its power, its eloquence, its clarity, its cogence, its beauty, and the marvelous guidance that it contains. But also, another aspect of the truth of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him's claim, is his own person and conduct and character. He lived a lifetime amongst his people before revelation came to him. Revelation came to the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, at the age of 40, which at that time was a lifetime. A lot of people would die in their 20s, young, but also as adults. They'd die in their 20s and 30s and 40s. 40 someone was now entering older age. So he lived a whole lifetime. They knew his childhood, his youth, his early adulthood, his maturity. And no one who knew him would accept any claim that he was a liar, because he exemplified truthfulness and trustworthiness even before revelation came to him. So immediately when revelation came, he went to his wife and she said, God would never let you down because you are truthful, you are upright, you take care of the poor and the orphan and the needy. Right? He embodied all virtue. And one of the marvels of our religion is that we know every detail about the person, the conduct, the character, the life, the words, the teachings of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. And to know why the final guidance calls us to believe in this messenger, and to know why that final guidance is truly an embodiment of divine mercy and good, why it is a true understanding of divine oneness. Find out about the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, because his life is a proof that he is the messenger of God. His life tells you that this is how a human being should live. No one lived a life more virtuous than the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. No one lived a life more honest than the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. No one spread as much good as he did, peace and blessings be upon him. How do we find out about that? Learn about his life. Learn about his character, his conduct. And as his son-in-law, Ali ibn Abi Talib, said that whoever saw him for the first time would be in awe of him, would be marveled by him. But any who came to know him would love him. So if you come to know him, you will fall in love. And you'll realize that this is the means to the love of God.